Hey everyone, it's Sack Marinette doing business as bargain counter argument, and I am a middle-aged lady in a tiara who is currently being told that there's nobody in the audience, but I don't know that I believe that. I just don't know because StreamYard doesn't always relay the info. Anyway, so it's um it's midweek motivation. Where we can do reading productivity napping sprints. If you're watching this back later, then maybe it's not midweek for you. Maybe it's the end of the week. Maybe it's the weekend. Maybe you just can't get enough of that 10 minutes of yuck. That's the first sprint of the afternoon, which is 10 minutes of yuck in which to do anything that you maybe don't want to do for more than 10 minutes at a time, whether it's cleaning, laundry, correspondence, paying bills, clearing your inbox, whatever it may be. You don't want to do it for more than 10 minutes. I get it. I don't want to do things for more than 10 minutes a lot of the time, even ones that I like. Anita is here. She says, good afternoon. Today I am reading A Spirited Supper at Dondoon Castle by Darcy Hannah. I can't believe I got through that whole sentence without tripping over all those D's. Spirited Supper at Dondoon Castle by Darcy Hannah. Da, 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 da. Hi, everyone, says Stormy. Hi, Stormy. Hi. Let's see. And Anita says, by the way, not to toot my own horn. Oh, absolutely toot your own horn. Do it, do it, do it. But today is my birthday. Yay me! Happy birthday! I'm getting out the hooray sign. Hooray for Anita's birthday. She's 29 or something. And so happy birthday. Thank you for spending some of it with me. I appreciate that. Do you have like specific plans for going out to dinner or having something fancy for dinner? Is there cake or pie or ice cream? Is there an ice cream cake pie? That sounds pretty good, actually. Danielle L's Books is here. You can find her on YouTube as Danielle Dodson, and she says reading Rodeo Rescue by Carol Ross. Fun. Wyoming is here, and she says barkity bark. Barky bark, Wyoming, barkity bark. Let's see. I do have Little White Doggy from my infancy. She might actually literally be older than I am. She might have been in a box that arrived at my parents' house before I was born. She's like at least 55 years old, maybe older. Possibly 56. You never know. And she has this ribbon is coming undone. Let me fix your little ribbon. Ribbon is a relatively recent acquisition. I don't remember what it was on, but it's just been within the last 5 years or so. And you can see that it matches her eyes. Just big blue eyes, big blue ribbon. Nice. She was the puppy I had handy, so barkity barkity. Happy birthday, says Stormy. Happy birthday. What was those little songs that they used to do at restaurants for your birthday because Warner Brothers had a stranglehold on the copyright to the traditional happy birthday song? So it was like, happy birthday. We're glad that we're with you. Happy birthday. Something. I don't know. I didn't work at a server at one of those restaurants, so I don't know. And Anita says, no, I had a big get together during last weekend because everybody's working today. Yeah, midweek motivation, midweek birthday, not necessarily the funnest. And Wendy Scheider, Gwen, hi Gwen, says Hippo Birdies, Anita. Yes, Hippo Birdie to use. I once did some pictures for my sister and I had a stuffed hippo. I had 2 stuffed birds, including a Boynton stuffed bird. And to use, I had 2 lambs, 2 female lambs. And Elle adds on Goodreads as Danielle emaily, like email plus Y at the end, like Emily, but emaily. That's nice. I like that. Thanks, Stormy and Sock, for the birthday wishes. You're welcome. You're very welcome. And Stormy says, happy birthday from the BookTube gang. Oh, here we go. Happy birthday from the BookTube gang. Happy birthday. We're so glad you came. I think that was what Stormy was like trying to provide me with that. Thank you. Appreciate it. I did not have it in me to come up with that on the fly. I'm glad you did. Thank you. And she also thanks Wendy. So this is so exciting. I feel like I should have some cake ready. You know, I should just keep emergency cake on hand just in case. Okay, so today I am going to be reading. I talked about this in a video I posted yesterday, my packages video, Fun Mail. I signed up for the Romance Reveal book box, and I just signed up for their no frills because you can get like, it's a subscription, and you get like a surprise book. And I signed up for their no frills, which is like one book and no swag. Also, you can get one that's 2 books with swag, 4 books with swag, or 6 books with swag at increasing prices, of course. Well, I just signed up for the no frills, 1 book, no swag. It is a signed book, and I opened it for that video yesterday. So if you want to watch that, it is on my channel, Bargain Counter Argument. And it is, I kind of talked a little bit about the service, because if you sign up using my link, which I should probably put in the description for people if they want to use it, if you use this link, you will get a $10 credit, and I will get a $10 credit. And I think you might, I'm not sure if you can apply your credit like when you sign up or if you have to wait to use it. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, so they're not sponsoring me or anything like that. They didn't, I found this through a internet search, and they just give that benefit to anybody who signs up. They'll give you the link so that you can get a credit and a friend can get a credit if they sign up using that link. So that's just there for you to use if you want. I will put it in the description. And the book, oh, and you can customize it a little bit. You have a form to fill out where you talk about your preferred subgenres or tropes, and the book will be signed. And they also promise that your book will either be a standalone, or if it's in a series, it will be the first book in a series. And this is what they send me. Never Till Now by Kimberly Chance. It is self-published, and beautifully so. And it is book 1 in Dayton Springs, because one of the things I checked off was small town was one of my preferred tropes. And so let me see if I can find some more information. Wyoming says, happy birthday, Anita. Hope you get a great pile of books. Oh yeah, that would be cool. And Anita says, thanks, Silly. And this is a repeat for Danielle. Just wanted to make sure we understood that on Goodreads, she is Danielle Emily, not Emaily. Oh, Danielle Emily. I thought it was Emaily, like it was a clever play on Emily, but it's just Emily. Okay, it was autocorrect. Autocorrect will just do you dirty like that. Anyway, so this is book 1 of Dayton Springs, and it is, holy smokes, how long is it? It is 2. It is 375 pages long. I'm going to try to get a good start on it today. And it has fairly large, friendly looking font. And you can see the chapter start has this image for Callie. There's the female main character. Oh, that's interesting. Somewhere along the line, I thought I saw a more elaborate image for a chapter start. She Purdy. So it's dual point of view and dual first person point of view between Callie, our female main character, and Jensen, our male main character. And the idea is that she does this as a favor to her sister, I think, her cousin, who is, and he does this as a favor to a friend, is that they volunteer to pose for like date photos or engagement photos or something for her cousin's photography business. And the pictures go viral. They haven't met before that, and she's kind of in a difficult part of her life, and the pictures go viral and things ensue from there. It sounds absolutely delightful. I'm looking forward to reading it, but first, 10 minutes of yuck. 10 minutes of yuck, which for me today means going up to the attic. I've already been once today, and I guess I just didn't get enough of it. Actually, I forgot to take something up there, and I didn't have time when I did that earlier to look for something I wanted to see if I could find up there. So, yeah, today I am all about going up to the attic. I already did a lot of picking up around the place. I might do a little bit more because there's always something what needs being done. And I'll try to remember to put that link in the description in case anybody wants to take advantage. So that's the 10 minutes of yuck. So then we can reconvene and discuss what we did during the 10 minutes of yuck, and then we can have some fun times. So let's see if I can sort out my banners because I am not good at this. So we are sprinting until 20 minutes past. And let me see. Return, show. It's there. So I'll see you in about 10 minutes. 9.5, really. We're back. And I had to take off my robe because it was quite warm up in the attic. It's a warm day here. I think it's supposed to get up to 89. And of course, the attic is getting the full benefit of the sun, especially since we had the chimney taken out yesterday. Well, actually, I think they took it out Monday and then they repaired the other chimneys yesterday. And for a while, we had some cool scaffolding to nowhere, which you can see some pictures of that at the end of my fun mail video. My robe is on the other side of the room. Give me a second. I think I'm cooled off enough to put it back on again. So, during the break, I spammed comments with the link for the Reveal book box if anyone is interested. And if you're watching it back later, sometimes you'll have access to comments, sometimes you won't. I put it in the description box. So if you want to use it, that's nice. If not, don't. If you want to sign up for it without using my link, do that. Okay, so let's see. Emily Lost in the Library says, hello, a little late as I was making a wrap for lunch. Ooh, what was the filling? We had chicken and cheese enchiladas and a side salad for lunch, and it was lovely. I read one chapter, says the birthday girl. Yes, that's right. For those of you just joining now, it is Anita's birthday today. Hooray! She said she had her celebration over the weekend, though, because midweek birthdays are kind of a pain to celebrate with busy people. Cozy Books with Dogs says, happy birthday, Anita. I'm too old to celebrate mine. I'm just glad I'm alive. Today, I'm reading Chowder House Murder by Lee Hollis and really enjoying it. Eating hula hoops crisps. Crisps. Okay. Hi, Cozy Books with Dogs. I don't know that I've seen you here before. Maybe you're here and you just don't comment. Auntie Vera Charles is here. Hello, you little sock puppet, you, he says. Thank you so much, Auntie Vera. I am delighted to see you. Or is it Uncle Drew? Anyway, I am delighted to see you. Auntie Vera Charles, I don't know if I can use like the name he goes by, is a buddy of mine from back. I used to watch a lot of cruise ship tour videos on YouTube, and I saw these two dudes had these tours that were absolutely hilarious. And then I found out that one of them had a podcast, so I started listening to that. Unfortunately, he doesn't have it anymore. And I actually had a chance to meet up with them on one of their cruises at Stonewall Inn. Yes, I know, it's Pride Month, so that fits. Although it wasn't Pride Month at the time. I believe it was September, October. It was October, yeah. And anyway, so recently I follow him under my other account, which I have like one video on there that's not particularly interesting. And I was like, oh, by the way, I have this other account. He's like, oh, let me follow. So thank you for being here. Appreciate it. I hope things are okay with you on the surface of the sun. And Gwen says, hey, I have that nightgown. It's a nice one. It's got the matching robe, and I just feel so fabulous. I really love my nightgowns and matching robes. I got a new one. It was in the fun mail. Stormy says, I worked on editing. Ooh, nice. Or not nice. I don't know. And Emily is agreeing. Happy birthday, Anita. And Vera's laughing and says, LOL, it's Scott. I think for a long time, Scott and his husband Drew went by Vera and Gooch in an homage to Auntie Mame. So, but now we can say it is Scott. So it's nice to see you. I hope Drew is also having a lovely day. And Emily had turkey, lettuce, and tomato in her wrap. Nice. And Anita says, thank you everyone for all the birthday wishes. Hooray! Okay, so I went up into the attic. As I said, it was warm up there. I'm back. And I didn't find what I was looking for specifically, but I did find family pictures. Oh yeah, including one. That's my aunt. Where's little big? Let's see. Here we go. No, that's not the one. That's what I was going to show. What did I do with it? I'm confused. No, I'm happy. Let's see. Here we go. It's little baby sock. No tiara. What's that about? People had not yet realized that I require tiaras to survive. I'm a little toddler on a tricycle talking about books. little toddler thinking about books. So anyway, I found some other pictures up there, but those are the ones that I just kind of grabbed. So that was a fun little trip down a memory lane. Anita says, "You were so adorable in that picture." Where am I again? Oh, not for Pete's sake. Thinking about books. Here's another one. These were all taken by my dad. He was taking a photography class at the time, so you can tell in this picture I look happy, but I'm thinking about books. I'm probably thinking, can I go back inside now? I have some Richard Scarry to read. Yeah, that Richard Scarry is not going to read itself. So that's what I got up to during my 10 minutes of yuck. So I did get something up to the attic, so that was accomplished. And Wyoming says, I had a bicycle similar to yours. I think what really sells it for me is the basket. And it had a little bell and stuff. It's funny because this is actually a tricycle, and I did ride a bike for a little while in elementary school when I was older than that, because in that picture I think I was about 3. But at some point my weight redistributed quite dramatically, and I never could ride a bike after that. I could just not find my balance. I don't know. I actually literally forgot how to ride a bike because I didn't ride for it was only for about a year or so that I didn't ride. But like I said, during that time, things changed. Oh, yeah. And Gwen says, I'm reading Hammered by Pippa Grant, part of the Happy Cat series. Well, I'm glad it's not a sad cat because that's no fun. So, yes. So, like I said, I will be reading Never Tell Now by Kimberly Chance. Oh, I didn't give you when this was published. It was published at a time. It's self-published. And like I said, the design is very nice. And the font, I love the font. It's very stylish and a bit on the large side. I don't know if I'll be able to finish it this afternoon, but I can try. This is copyright 2025. And Jensen, our main character, who, of course, in my mind now looks like Jensen Ackles, because all male main characters look like Jensen Ackles. He is a restorer of RVs. So you've got this Airstream here, because that's like, I guess, an example of the kinds of things he restores. So, so that's what I will be reading, as I said. And I think we're going to start with 45 minutes of sprinting, napping, productivity, whatever it is, editing, reading. I'm going to be reading, as I said. And let's see. So that will take us, 45 minutes will take us up to, I'm going to round up a little bit. It'll take us to 1:15. So I will see you back in a little over 45 minutes. I got to adjust the banner. That is so my downfall. To sprinting until 15 minutes past the hour, and enter show. And we can reconvene to discuss what we did or did not do, any snoozing that got achieved, anything. So I will see you in about 45. And we're back. How'd everybody do? 45 minutes of prime sprinting time. Uh, let's see. I don't know how many people are still here, coming back from doing whatever. Maury showed up and said, I got caught up working on my memory reading journal and lost track of time. Hello, Sock, and everyone. Everyone includes Anita. By the way, Maury, Anita's having her birthday today. She said she had her big celebration over the weekend, though, because midweek birthdays are like that. And Scott had a question for me. Scott, are you still here? He said, hey, sweet lady, forgive me for not remembering, but as you well know, I'm old and I drink. Yes, I have heard rumors to that effect. But, as in whole, did you ever read any of Drew's novels? And Anita says she got to 33%. And okay, Scott is still here. Yes, I had to look it up because I remember the story. I was like, the one about Jem. Couldn't remember the title. So I looked it up. Father Who Art, I read. I have not read Crossroads or The Sin of Mother Mary. I left a review for Father Who Art, which is still on there. 5 stars. I really liked it. I was thinking I might like to reread it, and then now that I have Goodreads account, I can post a review on Goodreads. By the way, if anybody's interested, Scott's husband, Drew, self-publishes novels. He's had 3 so far, and I've read one of them, Father Who Art, which is really good. It's about this guy who's remembering when he was a kid, kind of going around Los Angeles. It's really, really good. And those are available on Kindle Unlimited, and it is Drew O'Brien, and the last name is spelled with an E, O''Brien, on Kindle Unlimited. Speaking of which, Never Till Now is also on Kindle Unlimited. I don't know if I mentioned that, but yes, it is. And let's see how everyone is doing. And Scott says, I would suggest The Sin of Mother Mary. It is his best, in my opinion. Yeah, I do. It's on my radar. I think about it every once in a while, and then I don't know why I never read it, but I will. I totally will. And thanks for the plug, dear one, says Vera Scott. No problem. I'm happy to plug the good stuff. Speaking of the good stuff, I'm also enjoying this book. I don't want to talk about it too much in too much detail because it is on Kindle Unlimited, and I think it would probably be enjoyable for those of you who enjoy a nice, heartfelt romance that takes place in a small town and has a good little doggy. Yeah, well, a good big doggy. I don't know what the breed is. He adopted her. The dog's name is Peaches, and it is the male main character, Jensen. It's his dog. She is 60 pounds, and she is described as a fluffy white dog. Peaches. She's also deaf. So they use sign language with her. Anyway, so I am on page 108 of Never Till Now, Dayton Springs Book 1, and I'm enjoying it. Like I said, I don't want to get into it too hard because it is on Kindle Unlimited and people might want to read it. So yeah, I'll read the first couple of lines. This is, like I said, it's alternating first-person point of view. And so the first chapter is Callie, the female main character, and it's female male. We have a man and a woman. I need to put on pants, real pants. Not the pizza grease stained sweats I've been living in for the last 3 days. Something without an elastic waistband, which wouldn't be a problem if everything I owned wasn't stuffed into the back of my 4Runner. What happened was she had this boyfriend that she was living with, and he was like a highfalutin liar. And she thought they'd been together for 6 years, and she thought he was going to propose, and instead he handed her an eviction notice. I believe they lived in New York. As in the city, and now she's gone back to her hometown of Dayton Springs, Alabama. And the male main character, he was divorced 5 years ago, and apparently it was 4 years ago. Apparently it was like really traumatic, and also he lost his best friend in a helicopter crash. They served together in the military, so I think that's how the best friend died. So he's just like kind of all kinds of messed up. So yes. Stormy says, no reading, but did dishes and watched some YouTube. We'll read next spring. Going to start Independence by Dana Fuller Ross. This is Red, White, and June. That takes place in the Revolutionary War, doesn't it? Because I know I didn't know about. Is it Red, White, and June? Is what it's called? I don't know. It is. I only found out about it from watching Brian's video last night. Gwen says my book has a hedgehog and raccoon named George. Are they the main characters or just somebody's pets? I like a good talking animal story, or whatever. So anyway, yes, I am enjoying this, and yeah. So if you're interested, like I said, it's on Kindle Unlimited. Stormy says, no, this is for June on the Range. Okay. June on the Range. I remember because you and Brian were talking about the book Hondo. And I just started immediately going to, tell me when will you be mine? Tell me, quando. Yes, Engelbert Humperdinck. I think I left a comment. With a link so you could watch Engelbert. Yeah. Anyway, Stormy, it's about a group on a wagon train going from New York to Independence, Missouri. Oh, that kind of independence. Nice. Because Dana Fuller Ross, didn't they, I think, write a whole bunch of those books with about people moving around the U.S.? I just kind of remember those distinctive, if it's the series I'm thinking about, or I don't know if it's a series, but those distinctive covers, they were white and then they had the stars on them and stuff. I remember those. I never actually read any though, for whatever reason. I did read Centennial by James Michener, which is about Colorado. So anyway, that's how things are going. As you may have noticed, I feel a little bit more lively. I started mega dosing vitamin D on Friday. My doctor decided that instead of just taking a regular supplement, she wanted me to take a vitamin D mega dose once a week. Yeah, make your jokes here. And so I started that last Friday, and I don't know that it's necessarily why I'm feeling more lively today, because it will take a few weeks for that to catch up to me, plus the B12. So, but I am feeling pretty lively. Stormy says, yes, this is the first book in Wagon West. Okay. And Maury says, I have been listening on Winter's Orbit this morning while working on my memory book journal. Winter's Orbit. Please tell us more if you feel like it. Stormy says, most have a state name. Book 2 is a Nebraska with an exclamation mark. And Gwen says, they're pets. Pippa generally has animals in her books. Nice. Well, like I said, the male main character has Peaches the dog, and the female main character, Callie, she keeps talking about how she needs to take care of her cats that she doesn't actually have yet, but she's she wants to become a crazy cat lady. Okay, and Scott says Megadose was my stripper name when I worked the pharma circuit in the late 70s. Scott has a lot of stripper names. He does. He really does. I don't know. Maybe another stripper name was Megadose Vitamin D. Who knows? Emily says, just been working that sprint, but making good progress. Might treat myself with a trip to the library later. Ooh, speaking of, you know what what's happening tomorrow? A library sale in Rocky Hill. I went to their paperback. They have a paperback pop-up sale a few weeks ago. I went there and I got some good stuff. This is their full-on sale. So I've had good luck there. So that's tomorrow, actually, is when I'm going to that. And then I think Saturday I'm going to Colchester, which is a very sweet New England town with a sweet New England library. So, yeah. So library sales. So are you looking for anything in particular, or are you going to browse? Let's see. So are we all having a nice stretch break? Ooh, yeah, that's the stuff. Stormy says, I have high hopes for this book. Someone wrote in it, good book. Okay, that's an endorsement. Maury says, it's science fiction with a male-male romance, and so far it is very good. What is the Winter Orbit? Sounds vaguely familiar. Winter. I just typed it in as wintry. By Everina Maxwell. That's a lovely name. Winter's Orbit 1. Okay, so, we have a Galactic Empire. Interesting. Emily says, I have a few holes to pick up, but then I'm going to browse. I am like in the process of not having any more library books. I have one book I have from the library. I have Runaway Groomsmen by Megan Quinn that I need to finish. I only have about 80 pages left in that. I'm really enjoying it. And I have one book that I may or may not finish. I haven't decided. And then it'll be time for a library unhaul. And then hopefully I won't have any checkouts so I can focus on reading some of my many, many books that I own but haven't yet read. In fact, I'm going to be doing a vlog about that. I'm not sure at what point I'm going to start that, but it's going to be Sister Picks My TBR because I got my sister to go through my Goodreads owned but unread list, and she picked some stuff for me. Let's see. Here's a picture of me with my sister. This was taken in the 80s. Can you tell? Can you tell? I'm the one in yellow. With the forehead. Yeah. So she picked 5 books for me. Nice selection. So that'll be my next vlog, I think. Yes, says Maury. And Maury says lots of intrigue and political machinations and a great messy main character trying to deal with a very sudden empire decreed marriage. Ooh, marriage! That'll be good for the marriage by royal decree for B's book club. B has Mama Needs to Read Romance has a book club for her channel members, of which I am one. And instead of reading the same book, we read from a prompt. And I think this month's prompt is Marriage by Royal Decree, which actually coincidentally, the book we read for the Tea and Biscuits historical romance book club, Never Seduce a Scot by Maya Banks, was a Marriage by Royal Decree, but that was for last month. And I read it in May. So I didn't go to the book club meeting because I was too tired, but I did read it and I did enjoy it. So I'll have to look into that and see if I can get my hands on a copy. That's why I'm reading it. She says, cool. Yeah, I'll have to see if I can find a copy of it. Because it's not on KU, but it is on, I mean, it's on Kindle generally, but it's not part of KU. And Maury says, and I'm glad I picked it. Nice. Yes, and also, since it's a male-male romance, that means it fits in with Pride. So, which the Megan Quinn, I read Vacation Wars Monday, and I'm reading Runaway Groomsmen now. The main characters are heterosexual couples, but there are queer side characters. Like in Vacation Wars, her best friend is a lesbian, and in Runaway Groomsmen, she has 2 dads because the 2 dads are in a relationship. So we get some representation through secondary characters, but it would be nice to have some through major main characters. One of the books my sister picked for me was Cat Sebastian, The Queer Principles of Kit Webb, I think it's called, which will also, I mean, I like to read queer representation, whether it's Pride Month or not. So but it's nice to make an extra effort in this month of Pride. So are we ready for another sprint? It's about past, so we can go again until 15 minutes past, and then kind of wrap up. So which works out well for me because then I can just use the same banner from before. Ta-da! Okay, so I will see you in 45 minutes. got skedaddled. And Sarah of reading category romance is here. Good afternoon, everyone. She says, good afternoon, Sarah. Nice to see you. Slow day at work? On break? Let us know. So, how's everybody doing? How was that last sprint? I'm now a little over halfway through and Never Till Now. I'm page 212 out of 375. It's really good. I'm really enjoying it. It's like sinking into a warm bath of small town goodness. It hits a lot of the story beats that you kind of can expect from that kind of story, and it's doing it well. No complaints. Very much enjoying it. Again, it is available on Kindle Unlimited. It is Never Till Now by Kimberly Chance. Book 1 in the Dayton Springs series. Small town goodness. Love it, love it, love it. And Anita says, hi, Sarah. Hope everything is going well with your job. Indeed, indeed. I got you a birthday clown, Anita. A birthday clown. Yes, yes, I did. This is Grumples, forgive the expression, his name is Grumples the pissed off clown, because look at that expression on his face. Doesn't he look disgruntled? Oh, who's a little disgruntled clown? Who's a disgruntled clown? You are. You are. Yeah. So there's your birthday clown. Somewhere around here, he has a twin sister, Grumpalina. But this is Grumples, the ticked off clown. Let's see. So yeah, I'm not going to finish this afternoon because I think that last sprint was the last one, because I'm still feeling lively, but kind of getting a little bit of a headache. So I don't want to push my luck too hard. Anita says she got to 46%. Hooray. Mm-hmm. And once more, Grumples says happy birthday. And one more picture for the road. Suck. Suck. You know that they got me to smile like that by holding a board book just off camera where I can see it. And I'm like smiling like that because I'm like, give me the book. I want the book. I mean, at that point, I probably just wanted to chew on the covers, but still, give me the book. Cute clown, says Anita. I like his like totally disgruntled expression. Like he's like, when is this show going to be over so I can, not this show, but just like a circus show or whatever. When is this going to be over so I can go to the big tit bar? Ana says, I just woke up. It was a very nice nap. A 5-hour nap. Nice. A 5-hour nap. A 5-hour nap. Stormy says, almost finished the first chapter on independence with an exclamation mark. So far, I am enjoying it. Yeah, I've heard good things about it. I've just never gotten around to reading any of those books. You are adorable in that picture, says Anita. Not much has changed. I mean, I'm older, but still. I have teeth now and hair. Picked up some hair along the way. I'll have to go back and rewatch from the start. Greetings to Ana of the future from Ana of the past. Maury says, I now have my yummy salad lunch and have switched over to my Ellen Byron cozy mystery set in New Orleans. The author presented a different version of hangry and angry. Oh, yes. No AC in the summer there. Ooh, yeah. I would just be, I don't know what I would be doing. Just like dump a whole bunch of ice cubes in the tub and yeah. Anyway, so yeah, like I said, I think that was the last sprint for this afternoon. Sarah just got here and is probably maybe listening while she works, and I'm getting ready to pack it in because I am feeling more lively than I have been, but like I said, I'm starting to get a little bit of a headache and a little tired, and I don't want to push my luck too hard. So Let's see. Does anybody have anything fun coming up for the weekend or anything they're going to be posting? I haven't recorded a flip through Friday for this week yet, but I'm hoping to get that done today or tomorrow, and it'll go up Friday morning. I don't know what else I have. I mean, generally speaking, like I said, I have the Sister Picks My TBR vlog, which I haven't started yet because I need to finish my library books and get those returned before I can start that. And I have some booktube tags I want to do. So I have plans, but I don't have anything finished yet. I don't have any deliverables. I believe that's what they call them. Deliverables. Anita says, thank you for Sprint Sock. Have a good afternoon. I hope your headache goes away. Yeah, I think it's just kind of like there. And I think if I just sit in a dark room for a few minutes, it should be okay. Thank you for the cute clown for my birthday. Grumples is always happy to show up for somebody's birthday, especially if there's cake. Oh, you can have some cake later. And Stormy says, have a great rest of your day. Thank you. I will. And tomorrow I am going to a library sale in Rocky Hill and on Saturday, Colchester. So that should be exciting. So thank you all for joining me, either live or later. And I'll see you next week, if not before. And again, thanks for joining and have a great week and a great weekend.